Now to make your artistic Jigglebot, you're going to need a couple of pens. Like markers work really well. You can try crayons and see if that works as well. You're also going to need a motor, some kind of weight like a wood clothespin. You're going to need a couple of alligator clip leads, a battery pack that holds 2 AA batteries. You're also going to need a block of foam and a hot glue gun, as well as a razor to cut your foam with some adult help. Okay, let's take a look at how to make this. Now your first job is to cut yourself a block of foam. Okay. All right. Now you need to attach your weight to your motor, and if your motor came with a gear, you want to attach that gear onto the shaft first and then simply hot glue your weight to the gear. Now if you don't have one of these, you can either drill a hole into your weight and then attach it that way with some glue, or you can open up the jaws on a clothespin and hot glue the clothespin onto the shaft. Now because this shaft is very smooth and it spins really, really fast, this is not as good of a connection as if you had a press fit gear onto here and you were mounting it onto this large surface area. So you may have to glue this more than once during the life of your robot, but that's okay. So what you want to do is open up the jaws of your clothespin and insert some glue, and then close the jaws on the shaft. Okay, this is just if you don't have that gear. Now make sure that you're not gluing the shaft to the motor, because if you do that, the motor won't turn. So as it's drying, rotate your motor. Okay, and then you're going to attach your motor onto your foam block. Now if there's an air vent, make sure that's pointed up. You don't want to put glue in there. Okay, and then go ahead and attach that. Make sure that your weight can turn all the way around without hitting anything. Now if it hits something, go ahead and just peel this off and try again. Okay, your next step is to hot glue your battery pack onto the back. Make sure you don't have any batteries in here, or the glue sometimes seeps up through the holes and will permanently glue your batteries into the case. So just go ahead and hot glue it in. Okay, and you can check to see if this works by adding your batteries and connecting up the wires using your alligator clips. Okay, so use an alligator clip and connect it from one of your motor terminals. Now if your motor doesn't have wires like mine does, it might just be a little tab here in the back, so you'd connect straight to that tab in the back of the motor. And the other end goes to one of the wires from the battery pack. Now you don't want to connect your wires like this, because there's no electricity that's going to go through rubber, the insulation that's plastic on the outside here. So what you want to do is connect it to the very metal tip. You see that exposed insulation? Okay, and so connect it just like that. So I'm going to connect it to the tip, and as soon as I do, my robot starts to move. Okay, so I'm going to take one of the batteries out because I like the way it's wired, so when I want to start it back up, I'll just pop the battery back in. Okay, so I'm going to take out one of the batteries. I have to put feet on this guy. And my feet in this case are actually going to be markers. Now, if your markers are thin, you may be able to just shove them right into your foam block. And if they're not, you can simply place a little dab of hot glue on the outside and you'll be able to attach them just for the project. And when you're done, you can rip them off and take the hot glue off. Okay? So go ahead and do that now. Now before you take off the caps and start up your robot, just make sure that all of the tips of your legs, however many you used, I've got 5 here, are actually touching the ground. Okay? And when you're ready, go ahead and remove the caps. Place it down on the ground carefully. Kind of readjust if you need to. Make sure all your pins are touching. Check your wires, make sure everything's connected. Okay? And when you're ready, you can go ahead and turn on your robot.